and welcome to episode 28 of the Yarnniffler podcast. My name is Sam, I'm a university student from Belgium. I love to knit and crochet while I'm not studying and sometimes while I'm studying. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Today is September 15th and I'd love to talk about all the yarny things. You can find me on Instagram as Sam Wyffels and you can find me on Ravelry as Yarnniffler. Everything I will be talking about today will be linked below, and if it's not, just leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. First of all, it's been pretty long since you saw me last. After my last episode, I hoped to record another one, but I was very busy with preparing everything to go on summer camp, and after that I had 4 weeks of a festival, helping, setting up, breaking it down, and then I went on a holiday with my sister. Then I had sports camp to give, and then it was the end of August, and now we're 2.5 weeks after that. So I have been wanting to record a podcast again, but last week we had a heat wave here in Belgium, so it was just too hot and I didn't have the energy to do it or to make show notes, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I was planning on doing it yesterday, but people were home and then it didn't work out, so I'm doing it today. I'm in Yper, so I'm a university student, so most of the time I live in another city. On the weekends I come home here, but now during the holidays, if I'm not on summer camp or somewhere helping or anything else or on holidays, I am home. If you've watched before, you have seen the giant bookcase we have downstairs in the living room. I love filming in front of that, but my sister is home and I didn't want to send her to her room and to like take over the living room for I don't know how long. So I am in my room and I'm ready to do this. Could be that I get interrupted because family members are home and wanting to talk to me about stuff or something. We'll see. I think that's everything, and now let's get in onto the knitting. Yes. First off, I have three pairs of socks that I finished. The first two ones I think you've seen. Let me just glance at last. Yes. So these ones are, let me get the yarn label. I put them in here. Here we go. So let's see. The first ones is by Grundle. These are these ones. These are called 12 socks number 5 on my Ravelry pages. These are Grundle hot socks lassies. Super white, just your standard, and they're in color 4. I will link everything on Ravelry. Still have to take pictures of everything, but that will be coming later. So those ones were finished, I think, pretty quickly after the last episode, because they were when I started preparing for the episodes 2 weeks ago. I was washing and blocking things, and these ones were already done and just needed to be blocked. Then my next finished objects are my Sock Weeks socks of 2023 in this color. This is Sock Island by Nicole C. Mendes in her Strong Sock Base. So it's 75-25 wool nylon blend. This is the tag if you want to see. These ones are like halfway finished during Sock Week, because during Sock Week I was on summer camp. I went sailing in the Netherlands with 18 teens. I will put in a picture, and maybe at the end I'll put some scenery or some videos of me knitting and the boat and stuff. So yes, those ones were knit partially there, and then the rest of them were knit the week afterwards, because I will make my socks 2 at a time. So maybe that's easy to tell you. Now I see something's a bit weird here. Whatever. For all my socks, I work them toe up using Sockmatician's toe up recipe, which I've completely changed to my own formula now. I work for about after the toe, so I increase to 56 stitches. I work to about between 40 and 45, rows depending on which kind of yarn it is. Then I do increases for the gusset. I do just a slip stitch heel, and then I just knit and do ribbing on smaller needles. So I use 2.5mm needles, and for the ribbing I use 2.25mm. This is something I do for all of my socks, and if it will be different I will definitely tell you. So these are those ones, and then my last pair of socks are these ones, which were also already on the needles the last time you saw them. They were somewhere about here, I think, when I picked them up again at the end of August to finish them. And these ones are from, this yarn is from Happy Sheep in their sock yarn lucky bag, just a merino nylon again, or is it merino, or just a wool nylon blend, and this is color 6. So these ones are also finished. I really love the striping sequence, and yeah, I went for a bit of a taller cuff, and yes. So these ones are called tall socks number 6. And then my biggest and most impressive finished object, I think, this was just an idea the last time we spoke, is my rainbow stumble dress. This is it. It's all finished. The ends are woven in. It is blocked. They just have to be snipped. But I didn't have the energy to do that when it was too hot. So let me try to show you. So here we go, and then we have the big circle skirt. I'll try to put in some pictures or some footage I have for these. This is the stumble dress pattern by Lydia Morrow. I made size 5. Looking at it, I probably could have also made size 4, but yeah, it fits perfectly. It has, I think, a little bit of negative ease to almost just no ease. No positive as well. Probably will grow a little bit because it's superwash yarn. The yarn is stranded dyeworks merino nylon in the rainbow color set, so 7 colors I bought 2 years ago. If you've watched before, you know I've knit another dress out of this that I wore on the first episode, I think. But that dress was not the dress I knit then was not the gauge of the pattern, so I modified it, and it worked out, but it was too big. Like this, if you can see on my body, is like almost form-fitting, and the other one I could fit myself 2 times in it almostly. So yes, because of that I ripped it out and knit it again. If you want to know everything I did with it, I am at the moment editing the vlog, so I vlogged it, how I ripped it out, how I washed the yarn, how I did it, and then when I started it on Ravelry it says it took me 2 months, but actually it took me only 1 month, because I started I think on July 2nd and finished on September 2nd, but in between there was a week of knitting all my Sock Week socks on the boat, and then there were 3 weeks I was at the festival that I was knitting a little bit on socks, but mostly just not knitting because I was too tired at night from working the whole day. So yeah, finished, very happy with it. Still have to take progress pictures and stuff, but we'll see when we get there. And then yeah, still have to finish off the vlog, so I'm editing it. So if you want to see everything I did with it, where I went, where I was knitting, can definitely show you that all on the vlog. So I would say watch out for that, and I hope to have it finished pretty soon. Maybe one thing to also mention about it is that I did the short row option 1 for the skirt, so it's a little bit longer in the back than in the front, and yeah, it worked out almost perfectly with all the yarns. I think only for the green one I played yarn chicken and did a couple of extra rows in the blue, but for the rest I had enough yarn of everything and it worked out perfectly. Now, so those were my finished objects. So 1 big dress in a month and a couple of socks, but I have also been knitting on a lot of other stuff, and yes. So first up, I want to show my first knit is Revo by José Paquin. You have seen this before many times. I don't know when I started it, but it was a pretty long time ago. I am almost finished, so let's have a look. The shirt part is almost completely ready. It just has to be sewn up, and the neckband has to be knit. So let me see, there's a marker normally somewhere here, and nope, I use this for something else. But I was just I think at this first stripe after doing the front shaping. So I've knitted 20 more stripes, and what I tried to do is I picked this up immediately after finishing my dress. I was like, okay, come on, let's finish this. But because it's, as you can see in Tarja, with 3 colors, every couple of rows you have to change colors, and it takes a bit of time, and it's not that mindless knitting. So one thing I did that really helped me was put in markers. I think I did that on a couple of episodes ago. So I put in markers just at the intarsia places, so I knew I had to change yarn, so I could just knit like, 25 to 30 stitches and then change it. So I'm making this in size 5 on 3.5mm needles. I'm using 2 strands of Hulse Coast Held Double. The yarn colors, let me try to see if I can show you. This grey one is called Lead. The bluish grey one under it is called River. This one in between these 2 darker blue stripes is called Tweed. And then if we have a look here, you have 2 different more bluer ones, I would say. The one above is teal and the one below is Kingfisher, and teal is also the one I used for the sleeves. So in the pattern they use 3 colors, but I chose to use 5. I think it looks very good. All the stripes look very random. You will see that it repeats a bit in front and back, because I just made a sequence and then used it in front and in the back, but like at different times. Yeah, so what I did is I tried to do 2 stripes a day, so I had 10 days of knitting on it, and then some days I wanted to do a little bit more, and then I just did that, and then I did the sleeves, and so yeah, we're almost ready. For the bottom garter I went down from 3.5 to 3.25, but for the sleeves I went to just a 3mm needle. Like, as you can see, it rolls up a bit, but I think it will block out and then look better than it would be too loose. After like trying it on and stuff, it looks good, but I think I didn't have to do, I think I did 5 rows extra of these striping sequence, so almost 10 centimeters, and now looking at it, I probably didn't need to do that. So I'm learning that I like some stuff better fitted, and then also like stuff that is a little bit more cropped, but I can always tuck it in and stuff. So definitely want to wear this. And now that the hottest part of summer, hopefully here in Belgium, is done, I hope to finish it and then wear it, because it's 2 strands, so it's about a fingering weight gauge. It's a wool cotton blend, so it's not too hot, but like in peak summer it's just too hot. I have 2 other like summer tops in the same kind of wool or in the same kind of yarn, and they are just like about too hot to wear when it's like 35 degrees out. So like on a day like today will be perfect, but yeah, it's not finished yet, so hopefully next time I am wearing it to show you that it's finished. And then I have 3 more rips that you haven't seen. So first up are these ones. These are Christmas socks number 2. So you've seen the first ones of these, and these are the second ones. These are made in Lana Grossa Mail-in Weight Christmas Cashmere. These ones are color 6758. So this yarn is 70% wool, 25% polyamide, and 5% cashmere. So they are really soft. And these are just simple vanilla toe-up socks, like the other recipes I've done. These ones will be pretty short because I only have 50 grams of it, and I'll try to use everything. And I am just having these by hand if I need some simple knitting, like we were playing a board game and I needed something. So these ones are the replacements for these socks when they were done. So I have been reading and knitting a lot, so I couldn't read and knit while working on my Revo. I could read and knit while working on my stumble dress, so the last week of August, when I was just home, I read I think 3 or 4 books that week, not too thick ones, and used and just knitted on the skirt, so that went fast. And then I finished up the socks, and now I am just trying to finish, or just having these socks by hand as easy knitting when I need it. Then I also have another pair of socks. These ones are the DNA socks, and these are the real DNA socks pattern by Lizzie Dancer. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. And these ones I started, so they're also, I think the pattern is for cuff down, but I just use the chart and do for the rest my own stuff. So as you can see, I have a right and a left sock with the pattern in it. So yes, the yarn is Dolce Sock Wool Dots from Hobby in cyan blue or colorway number 9, and I am just working on them. These ones are pretty mindless as well until you come to this repeat. So it's 11 stitches, and you just have to look what you have to do, but it's pretty easy. So it's some easy TV knitting or something. When I just need that little bit more than just plain knitting, I can work on these ones. So yeah, not too much to say about these. Also using 2.5mm needles. And then the last whip I have is probably the one that I've worked on the most for 2 weeks now since I cast it on. And this one is the Traveler by Andrea Maury. So I've shown you the yarn before when I purchased it, and then that my idea was to knit this one, and I am already split for like the body, like the sleeve, so it's a bottom-up construction. I just did a couple of more rows because I wanted to crop but not too cropped, and then now I am split for front and back, so it's a very deep drop shoulder, so I think it will be somewhere around here. So I am working on that right now. So as you can see, the texture looks really good in this yarn. Really love it. And this yarn, I have one label here, is Tartan Tree. So Fonty is like the brand, and then Tartan Tree is this yarn. So it's a French yarn, and it's a 100% superwash wool. And I think the color is 2033. Let me try to show you. As you can see there, for the rest, there's not that much information in it, and it's in French, so I can like kind of read it, but not completely. So yes, this one I have also been using while knitting because it's a pretty intuitive pattern. You just have, like at the start of a new round, you just have to look, is it a knit or a purl row to keep in pattern. So yes, well, let's keep going on this one as well. I hope to finish this before the start of October because the mystery knit along is coming on, and yeah, definitely want to do this. And the size I'm doing for this one is size 4. So it has about 15 to 20 centimeters of positive ease, I think. So yeah, definitely will be just like the perfect sweatshirt. I don't have a picture of the pattern with me, but it's like a pretty high up sweater, and you can, like a crew neck, you can have a hood. So I am definitely planning on making the hood that is just like your standard sweatshirt that you can throw on like now in the morning when it's too cold before it heats up, and you can just walk around in t-shirts, or at night when it gets too cold. I really want that one to be that sweater. So that one pretty fast. I don't have too much to say about all my projects because I don't have a lot of modifications or stuff done, but I have a couple of acquisitions, and I have a future knitting project which I want to share with you. So as I've said, I want to finish definitely Revo in the next coming days. I think I just need to sit down, pick up the neckline once that's finished, just sew up the sides, and it's done. The socks, no problem if these are for a longer time. I have definitely some meetings and stuff that I can work on them, no problem. And my sweater I want to finish before start of October. Why? Because it's MCAL season. So the MCAL, or the is called Geo Gradient this year by Stephen West, and I went stash diving and I made my swatch. So these 4 colors that you see is definitely what I'm gonna use. I just have to choose in what order I want to use them, in this order or in this order, because you have to go from like you have to go to the darkest color. So definitely my darkest color is this. It's like an aubergine kind of brown one, and I think like this one has the middle one here, or the second one here, has some colors of both in them, but I think it looks best like this, to switch up the 2 solid colors with the 2 more speckled ones, that because you really need a stark contrast. So yeah, I will be one of these things, and I have some time to decide yet. So the yarns I am using, the first 2 ones I have are these ones, so the aubergine one and the Bordeaux red one. These ones are from Les Garçons, which I got in their Mysterious Mountains from last year. I am searching for the second tag. Here it is. So they were sock sets, so I just kept the minutes in the label. We have, for the dark red one, is yak in yak sock, so there's yak in this, which gives this is so soft. And this is the Mysterious Squirrel, and the other one, the more browny purple one, is Mysterious Goat. So they're 70% sucrose merino, 20% yak, and 10% nylon in just your standard fingering weight yarn. And then the minutes are still here because I hope to have some leftovers and maybe make a pair of socks with this all combining. So I have 1 more of this left, which is over there, but I'll grab it and show you. So I have the Mysterious Bear left, which is this one, which in the beginning I thought would go with it as well. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with these colors, and then this one will probably be a pair of socks. So those were the 2 solid ones, and the 2 speckled ones are these ones. These ones are from Atelier Het Wolbeest, which I got in a subscription box from which was the Hobbit themed. And these ones are the BFL sock, and wait, let me have a look. So the darker one with like the more reds and browns in it is the dwarfs one, and then the lighter one, which is this one, is the elves colorway. And these ones are the BFL sock, so 75% superwash BFL and 25% nylon. I chose the BFL base because I've never knitted with BFL and I would love to make socks with it. So I hope to have leftovers from these as well, because I also have a couple of minis which I can maybe do with it, or yeah, we'll see how much yarn the AMCAL uses, because last year I had enough, if you've seen before, to make my shawl, and also made a sweater out of the leftovers. So we'll see what we have left and what I can do with it. And because I went stash diving and didn't buy a kit, but I wanted the goodies, I also got the goodie pack from Stephen and Penelope. So this year it's more of a tote bag style. It's our tote bags by Earthwear, I think, or no, Westford Mill. It's by Westford Mill. It's an organic cotton, and these are the ones. I find it very cool. It's spacey themed, and I think the brown goes well with like the colors I chose. It's a bit of a neon yellow for me, this, but it worked out. We have a needle gauge, and also like this 10cm one to measure your gauge, which I think will be perfect. I love using something that's false and not a tape measure, so you can just put it on, say like I put it on the socks like this, and then you can count your stitches in the 10 centimeters, and you know your gauge, which I think will come in pretty handy. Then we got some stickers, which are very cute, and of course the MKAL 2023 sticker. So I have to see what I do, because I have still the one from last year, and these ones are new, so maybe one of these ones will go onto my laptop, and the other one I will see in my memories box or something. And then we got some labels. So there are 5 labels in this, so just for Westness labels, and one MKAL label that I will definitely sew onto my shawl. So yeah, that's it. I'll probably transfer my yarns from this bag into this one, because this only came in 2 days ago. And then I'm all set for the MKAL. I didn't measure my gauge, but yeah, I'm not too concerned with it. The last 2 weeks it worked out, so I am depending on it that it will work out as well. So these are really the only plans I have. Probably finish the travel, finish definitely Revo, work on the socks, and then start the MKAL, and we'll see. Probably a short sleeve sweater will be next, but I don't know yet. I have some yarns I want to swatch with and see which one really catches my interest, and or maybe I just do a very simple plain knit that can be different from whatever the MKAL is this year. And then I have a couple of other acquisitions. The first one I want to show you is from in the Netherlands. We went to Texel. Texel is one of the islands on the Waddenzee. I don't know if you say it like that in English. In Dutch it's the Waddenzee. So we started on one of the lakes, then the Marker Lake, then we sailed to the second lake, the IJssel Lake, and then I really want, because I've been sailing before with my family, and I really try to get my other summer camp leaders and the kids excited to like sail and really do some distance. And we got to an island, which was pretty cool, and they got a couple of free hours, the kids, to walk around and do stuff. And me and other summer camp leaders went just out to get a drink and just enjoy ourselves, and we came across a wool shop. So they have sheep, the tassel sheep, and I was like, oh my god, it looks so cool, but I didn't want to there. But because I've been knitting on the boat and stuff, and they knew I knitted, they were like, yeah, go in, just have a look. And I went for this yarn. So this is a sock yarn. This is from 2018. It's called Sock Wool Extra. It has I think it has 600 meters for 100 grams, so it looks pretty thin, but we'll see. Once we knit with it, I'll just try out and see how it works. It has 25% polyamide, so perfect for a sock yarn. And if you can see here, there are the different places on the island where the sheep live, and or like where they stay. And I got mine were from the Hoheberg and Spang. So we have 2 sheep yarns that are in this. It feels very woolly, so I'm not completely sure if how I want, like how it will go in socks, because like it's prickly, but I can like take it. So yeah, definitely try, maybe knit a little swatch with it and see how it knits up, and then wash and block it, because I don't know if it will soften up or not. Like, I'm perfectly okay with like rustic wools, but this one I don't know if I want to wear this on my feet, or if I want to do something else with it, or just cherish it for a little, because it's very cool. So it's a pretty big island. I think we docked in Oude Scheld, and the wool shop was called Tatata. So I'll try to link it, and if you're ever there for whichever reason, you can go and have a look. They had mostly just your normal cottons and acrylic blends, and then a couple of like local sheep yarn. And then one of my friends, their daughter, normally would have gone to a sewing camp, but she couldn't, and so they got like the yarn back in a code. So they gave the code to I bought it over from them, and I went to the store to see what they had. It was a yarn and sewing store. So yeah, let me show you what I got. I just got it all in here. I got some sock yarn, which were on sale. So I have these opal one. These ones are the 20-year ones, I think, and this is color 9258. So it will just be a red and yellow and orange one. And then I got two Lang Yarns super socks, which are two bluey color ones. So this one is number a pretty long color name, so 9010022, and this one is 9010020. So, and this one will knit up, so they both this one has more green and purple in it, and this one has like more different shades of blue. So yeah, we'll see. Just some sock yarns to make more simple socks probably. Then I got this DMC Ecovita. So this is recycled cotton. It is 80% recycled cotton and 20% recycled yarns. And this label is very cool. So you can use this, it's a soap paper label. So if I understand correctly, you just take it out, put it in cold water, and then you can wash your project with it. So yeah, definitely want to try that. I got 4 balls of these. So this gray is color 112. So yeah, this is more like chainette yarn. I looked up, they had a couple of own patterns, so I looked up one of their patterns, how much yarn you needed. So I'm thinking just a simple summer top probably. So I got 4 of these ones, and then I got 2 cross stitching kits also from DMC. So let's see, let me show you this one first. So they're both in the Mindful Making collection, and this one is the Meditative Mandala cross stitch duo kits. So you got the patterns from these 2 mandalas to make. So yeah, I definitely want to make a couple of more, or like get into cross stitching. I've done this like once before when I was much younger, but like yeah, everything's in there, so why not. And then I also got this one. It's the Woodland Glade cross stitch kit, which has more like ferns and a toadstool and like some flowers and stuff. Yeah, but I don't know, I'll probably make this mandala first, and then we'll see which one I go for, because I think it definitely would be fun to just like start with one of these small ones and then just do the rest when I feel like it. So I don't know when I start these, but yeah, it's something that I want to get into because I find it very cool to display those ones. And yeah, you have so many cool ones you can buy online, but I was sure that I first wanted to buy a kit to just have everything in it, and then I can just, once I find the patterns online, I can just go to the shop back and buy all the stuff I need separately, and then we'll see. And lastly from there, let me see where I put it here. I got some very cute duck stitch markers. So I got a white and a yellow duck. So this is called Lekker Knit Doen GH, but I've searched it on the internet and I can't find it. I'll definitely link the shop. So the shop is Framalo. It was about a half an hour drive, I think, from me. So yeah, it's very cute. So yeah, we'll see. So those were everything I've purchased, I've knit on and done. So it's been a long time, so I wanted to like tell you a little bit of what I've done. If you're not interested, no problem, you can hopefully I see you next time. Like and subscribe, leave a comment if you want to tell me something, or if something piqued your interest and you want to know more about it, definitely let me know. But I've had a lot of adventures, so I want to tell you a little bit about these adventures. Maybe let me take my traveler and I'll knit a little bit while we talk. Let's see on which row I'm on. Yes. So just the last one I filmed was still at my cot, so the room I'm living in Leuven, in the city where I study. So what I did after that is I moved out, but I'm moving in now again. So I took all my plants with me. I took a lot of clothes with me again, and then like my knitting, of course, because I can't live without it. So I came back home and was about home for a week, but had to still get ready for everything for summer camp. And then on the 8th of July, I think, 7th? No, 8th. On the Saturday, we left. Um, we drove with a bus with everybody on it to the Netherlands, and then we got on the boat. That day we didn't sail, but like the next morning we woke up, had breakfast, and then just went sailing. So I'll definitely put in some pictures, and at the end I will put in some clips from while I was sailing, when I was knitting when we were sailing. So yeah, I didn't have that much knitting time, but sometimes when we're just sitting on deck and relaxing, if at that moment nothing needed to happen while sailing, I knitted. So I had, it was not this bag, but this kind of project bag. I used a clip that held those ones together, and I could just clip it on a handhold that was somewhere. So it was clipped on that, so I could just like leave my knitting and then just go help on deck if it was needed to like whatever we needed to do while sailing, and then I could just come back and knit a little more. It was very fun. One thing I was a bit overwhelmed with was we needed to do the cooking as well. So after sailing the whole day, then you got to the harbor, and there you had to like decide, do we need to do grocery shopping or not, and then we cooked for everybody, and then we needed to do the dishes and all that stuff. But it was very fun, but it was also like a lot of demanding from us, because like we had 13 and 14-year-olds with us, which was very fun, but they didn't always wanted to help, which I get, but sometimes we needed help. So yeah, but it all worked out. It was a lot of fun. We sailed a lot. Like I said, we got to an island, which was one of the things I really wanted to do. So I've been sailing with my family 2 times before, and on those times we left from somewhere else, so we were much faster to the islands, but it was so cool that we could get there. So yeah, because you have to have the good weather, enough wind, and all of that. So yeah, that worked out luckily. And then after I go back on the Saturday, and on the Sunday evening I left again. So then I left to Yarnniffler, which is like not that far from my home, and there is always a festival in the first full weekend of August. So I was there 3 weeks before the festival, and then of course during the festival and the week afterwards. So I helped setting up like everything from tents to the fencing around the terrain, to like floors of tents and all the other random stuff that needed to happen. And then afterwards I was there as well to break it down. And during the festival we it's like my family and friends and family from my parents, we man a bar. So during the festival I had shifts from like 3 hours on, 3 hours off. I was helping people, serving them, and then I went dancing and all of that. So it was very fun. And this year we had a bar that was in the theme of a castle. So we also had DJs there, so we had like dance parties in the castle and just were serving people, and it was like very fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm hoping we have the same bar next year. So yeah, I'm thinking, so yeah, I'll try to put in some pictures. I don't have a lot from those 4 weeks, because like mostly the pictures I have is if something was wrong, or if I like needed to ask permission to like change some stuff up, because we had a plan and then you do it this way and that way, but not everything works out exactly like the plan. So yeah, I helped with all of that. So afterwards we broke down, and then on the third day it was almost done. I came home, and on the Friday evening I left again for the weekend, which was like so during those 4 weeks I came home 2 times, during the first 2 weekends, just to like have a little bit of a break, have some like doing some laundry, and then yeah. So that was when the most knitting happened. For the rest, it was just sleeping in a tent, eating, talking with friends late at night, and just enjoying the views there, or just yeah, that was it. Then I came home, and then it was the international cano polo tournament of the club I am. Wearing this shirt because later today I have to do something for the club, so I'm already ready for that. So it's in Decabus, it's very close home, it's on the lake. I'll think I have 2 pictures, probably, not a lot. Maybe find some other ones. I've definitely shown you pictures before of what it does. So it's during the weekend, teams from all over the world. We had teams from like the Netherlands, definitely Belgium, France, I think from Denmark, from Norway. We had a team from South Africa and some from the UK. They come and play matches against each other, and yeah, we're just helping there. I was pitch responsible, which means I am sitting at the pitches where they're playing the match, making sure everything works before they start, and they have to fill in like the match sheets, so who scored when, they got cards, all of that, if something happened, and then the match sheet needs to go to some other people from our organization, and they put it in the system of the app, so everything works out. So I was there just going around, and I was just sitting there on a chair knitting most of the days, and yeah, that was very nice. I was knitting on my dress at the time. I was just before the what was I was just before the ribbing band, so yeah, I was still on the orange, and yeah. Then on Sunday I got home, and on Monday morning I left again with my sister. We went to Luxembourg. We went walking for 4 days. So we came there the Monday, and then from the Tuesday to the Friday we walked. We walked 4 days. We did, I think, just not 80 kilometers. I think 76 or something like that. So we had days that we walked 20, and we had days we just walked 13. I think we had one day that we walked 23, so that was probably the hardest day. We went to Echternach, and we did 2 legs of the Mullertal Trail, which is very beautiful. It gave me Lord of the Rings and Hobbit vibes. Definitely put in some pictures as well. Maybe some footage I have from then, and I just enjoyed it. We were walking through this moss-covered rocks, and just like a trail between the trees, and you just have, yeah, so amazing. We, like, some days we were in a more touristy part, and then there were like a lot of people, and then you're like 3 or 4 kilometers down, and then everybody's left again, and you're just on your own. So I really enjoyed it. And then yeah, on the evenings we were just at our hotel. So what we did, our luggage got transferred by a company, so it was always ready at the new hotel where we will be sleeping. So yeah, we just came in, installed ourselves, took a nap, did some knitting, some reading, go out for dinner, and then just sleep. And the next morning we left again to walk. And then on the Saturday we came back, but we did it all by train and then by bus. So I think we had about a 5.5 hour train ride with a 1 to 1.5 hour bus ride when we went there and when we came back. So a lot of knitting time as well. And then when we were back, I had 1 day to recover on the Sunday, and on the Monday it was time for sports camp. So at my club, I am shamelessly plugging them. You're probably not from here, but if you would be from Belgium and like the West Flanders region, or you would love to come to like Yper and stuff, on Decabus you can always, on Decabus Favor, like on the lake, you can always like on some days you can rent to do canoe, kayaking, supping, so yeah, a lot. So we had summer camp where we did all of those things with the kids. So that was very fun. I did it together with one of my friends from the club, so yeah, it was very fun as well. And then on those evenings I just came home and knit because I was wiped, and I was just knitting around on my dress. So I was on the skirt just knitting around, and yeah. And then it was the end of August and it was done. So I just took a couple of days to recover, And the next thing I did was start cleaning up, because as you've heard, most of the times I was just home for like 1 or 2 times, and in between, and I had to leave again, so everything was kind of a mess. I'm just changing my marker here. So everything was just kind of a mess, big mess. So it was definitely needed. Definitely needed to make sure that all my plants were happy. I had a couple of cuttings that I need to take care of and stuff, so I've done that. And during the whole time, I also played some theater. So I think last year I talked about the swimming pool, but this year there was theater. So the nocturnus is you go on a walk. It's about 3 hours, and every couple of minutes you have a stop and you have a play that plays out. And I took part in it. I was like one of these youngsters that just hangs around. It's very cool, a little bit punky, and yeah, we had just like interrupt the scene and stuff. So now I can finally talk about it. I couldn't talk about it because it's very secret until everybody's done it and it's done. So I'll definitely put in a picture here of how I looked. Very cool. My makeup was always different, but this was the coolest one I think that I had. So I'll show you that one. And yeah, that was kind of my summer. Now I've been home last couple of weeks. I think now for 2 weeks straight I've been home. I've been to Leuven 2 times. The first time it was just like to get out of the house, and yeah, I was not doing a lot here, so I went there and cleaned. But the thing is, it's about a 2.5 hour train ride, and then a little bit on the bus. So yeah, it's not just, oh, I'll just go there and back. So I left here around 8 in the morning and was there like 8:15, and was there around 11. And then yeah, if I had to leave again, I needed to leave at like 4 to 5 p.m. and then I would be home. But yeah, half of the day would be spent on the train, which is not wrong because I like knitting and reading and doing stuff on the train, but also I like just being on my own for a bit. So what I did is I cleaned, I mopped the floors, washed out the cabinets, and stuff that needed to be done because I hadn't been there for 2 months. So it was like there was dust, but not as much as I would have thought. So yeah, I think I had an hour and a half of cleaning to do. And then I did some knitting and I went to the Barbie movie, which I really enjoyed, and where I knitted on these socks, and they were almost finished. Like, I think I was almost at the part where I needed to start the ribbing then after the Barbie movie, which was fun. And then the next day, so I just slept there, just woke up early lazy morning around 11, 12. I left back to come home, and then I needed to be home because I had practice in the evening. So on Sunday coming up, so in 2 days, we have our first competition day of canoe polo here in Belgium. So it's a full day, and I think we have 3 matches, but we also have to be referees and stuff. So because I've been gone a lot this summer, the last 3 weeks I've been training. Every moment we get to train 3 times a week. So I needed to be home for that, and that's what I did. And this week again on Tuesday I left. Tuesday in the morning I went to the store, did like some grocery shopping, like for the big things, a couple of like milk cartons, some sodas, and then like pasta and rice and stuff that doesn't get bad, but it's like if you have to buy it every week, it's a thing. Like, it's handy to like start the school year off with just a little bit of things. Like, you just have to buy fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and like the meat or fish you want to eat, or like cheese and stuff, and then the rest, you have the pasta, you have the rice, you have everything to do the rest, which is handy. So I did that, and yeah, then I also stayed overnight because I went by car. I brought my plants with me as well, which normally they would be on the floor there after me and here on this desk, but they're not anymore, so it feels a little bit empty in here now. But everything's back in Leuven, so where it should be. And I got some laundry that I brought back with me that needed to go back there, like the sheets for my bed and some towels and stuff. So everything's back there and ready to start next week. And then also I chose to sleep because it's a 1.5 to 2 hour drive by car, because you need to pass by Brussels, which is always very busy, and traffic jams are just normal there. And like, I can drive perfectly, but to drive 4 hours that day in a traffic jam and stuff, I didn't like it, and it was no problem that I just stayed there a night and then had an easy morning and just left again around 11 and came home, and I was home again to go to practice. That was on Wednesday, so now it's Friday. That's like pretty fast what my summer was like, because I've done a lot, but everything was like groups like this and that. So I hope I've put some pictures in between. Then what's upcoming is I have later today an initiation into canoe polo for a school that's coming. So that's where I'll be this afternoon. Then tomorrow we have our last practice before on Sunday we have a whole day of competition. And then on Monday I will be leaving to Leuven for the full week. The school week doesn't start until the week after, but from Wednesday onwards there are introduction lessons and stuff. So if you're not following me, this is the 4th year I'm going to university. I've done 2.5 years of bioscience engineering, but last semester I chose to stop that bachelor's and go for biology, just because the physics and like math is just a little bit too hard for me. I had to work too much, and yeah, and I failed a couple of my exams as well, which I've probably told you about last time I talked about my exams. But so I am changing bachelors, which is kind of hard because I was very far already, but after doing classes multiple times and then doing exams, and still there's no like there's no progressing. It's not like I got a 3 and then I got a 7, so on 20, and then next time I'll have it, and then it will be enough. It was always around the 6-7 range, and so just not enough. So that means that I have some credits already for classes, like some of my chemistry, some of my biology classes, some of my math classes I don't have to retake because I've done them in the last 3 years. But that means that I just don't start on the first year of as a biology student. I have not a lot of first year classes, and then a couple of second and third year classes I still have to finish. So normally in 2 more years I'll be done with my bachelor's. But that means that I am getting into like the exam system is a little bit different if you like started last year and this year. So I'll have some introduction sessions I need to get to like get all the right information, and yeah, want to meet some of my peers I probably be with in like my first year classes, and then meet like the TAs and stuff. So that's what's happening next week. So that's why I'm in Leuven already, and I'll probably go see the kids that I babysat last year, see if they need help this year again, which I would love to do. So we'll see how it goes. If you heard from me the last couple of episodes, you know I have been working. I did sport days for kids. Definitely can't do that anymore, that job, because that meant a whole day of working, which is not possible anymore because I'll have a lot of classes again, and then maybe a shift at the restaurant in the evening some weeks. I don't know. Have to see what my class schedule is. Yet we have probably some days that we will be going out and just being in the forest, being in fields, and doing field work, which I am definitely looking forward to. So yeah, we'll see how that all goes. But I'm definitely ready to start like these studies. It's been a long time, and I'm just ready to start something else. Biology is like the course or like the classes I was always most interested in, so I think that will be a good one as well. So now that I think I've rambled on long enough, I hope to see you in 2 weeks, maybe next week with the rainbow vlog, the rainbow dress vlog, if all goes to plan. And yeah, if you love watching, leave a comment, subscribe. I hope to be here again every 2 weeks and not take as long of a break. But if you heard, my summer was very busy, so that was the reason for the break. And yeah, for the rest, I hope to see you next time. Bye!